Mayor Carey,
Present.
Commissioner Gilbert, Present. Commissioner Kent, Present. Commissioner DeShane, Present. Commissioner Groders, Present. And Commissioner Heisinger. Thank you. Oh, and Commissioner Glanville.
And then we'll ask next for a approval of the minutes from the February 24th, 2020 meeting. Motion from DeShane. Support from Heisinger, I believe. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, minutes passed. So next, we have a public hearing for Northridge Drive construction. We are holding a public hearing for Northridge Drive construction from 1400 to 2790 east of the Fruit Ridge Drive, special assessment district within the city of Walker. Anyone wishing to speak on that subject and that subject alone should raise their hand or come forward and be recognized to speak. Any public comment on this matter? Any public comment on this matter? After hearing no public comments, this public hearing is now closed. Public comment on agenda items. I think that goes without saying. And then consent agenda. So we have two items there. One is the expenditures in the amount of $2,523,549.44. And the second is a library roof replacement bid approval. Any questions? I guess we should quick ask, are there questions? Everybody have time to read through this? I believe Daryl on the roof bid, low bid.
Yeah, we're recommending Paramount on that, and in the quick memo that Alex put together, we are looking for the increased insulation as part of this, and then also to do the aluminum soffit, which was bid as an alternate, but we got really good prices on that and was able to get all that stuff done for under $200,000. And we had $195,000 in budgeted this year and $50,000 next year for this project, so we'll come in well under budget with combining both of those funds. So this was an urgency up until today to get this up and going, but we still will award it to Paramount, and hopefully they can fit it in their schedule when this closure is all done. So they're able to perform the work while the library is open, so that's good as well, and we'll work with the library on the timing of this.
Okay, good, thank you. Commissioners, any questions? Comments? Otherwise, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
Glanville.
Commissioner Glanville and support from Commissioner Kent. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Our consent agenda is good. Resolutions 20-558, the Northridge Special Assessment District, resolution number 5. Daryl, is there any additional color you want to have?
No, there were some last minute changes that you saw in the packet or the email that Sarah sent out today. There's some exchanges going back as of this morning between the attorneys, but all the everything in there is fine. It complies with what we agreed to throughout the process, and this is the last step of the resolution process to establish the role and get the project rolling. Just a little update, this project is out for bid, or will be out for bid, and we're going to try something new of electronic bids coming back for that, so we're hoping that that'll still work even with the shutdown to review those bids. So when we get out of this, we can continue forward. But this assessment will allow us to, as the property sells, recoup our costs for the road itself, consistent with all the steps that Jeff explained several months ago.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions, dialogue on this? Otherwise, we'll entertain a motion for approval of the 20-558 resolution for the Northridge Special Assessment District, resolution number 5. Motion from Commissioner DeShane, support from Commissioner Groders. Any other dialogue, discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Resolution 20-558 is passed. Next, we have two ordinances. The first one is a second reading of Ordinance PR-20-512, ordinance to amend zoning ordinance to rezone existing lot at 4346 Leonard Street Northwest. If you remember, this is the a step in a process for consideration of the proposed AGL gas station that's been in front of the Planning Commission. There's still some work to do on that yet, but it allows the rezoning just to get in line with that. So any dialogue, discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. Motion of Commissioner Gilbert. Do we have support? Support from Groders. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passed. on Ordinance PR 20-512. The next one is the first reading of Ordinance PR 20-513. This is the ordinance to amend zoning ordinance to rezone two existing lots at 2040 Kinney Northwest and 3931 Richmond Court Northwest. And Darryl, I don't know if there's any additional color. There Kennewa Hills request for rezoning here, just to give them some flexibility. It's a very inconsistent zoning right there.
Yeah, Steve may have some comments from Planning Commission.
The two lots right next to their early childhood center over on
Richmond Court is one of them.
Ward,
Yeah.
and they have what could be a future outlet in Kinney, which would be really nice for that. And one other lot that's right adjacent to that where they're at, so they're just trying to get it all in line.
All right, any discussion from commission? Otherwise, we'll entertain a motion for approval for the first reading of Ordinance PR 20-513. Motion from Commissioner Heisinger. Do we have support? Support from Commissioner Gilbert. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Ordinance PR 20-513, the first reading has passed. Seeing we have no public, we'll have no other public comment. Darryl, you want a quick share on the income tax?
Sure, as I'm sure everybody knows, the Treasury Department and the IRS extended their federal income tax filing deadline from April 15th to July 15th. Our local city income tax ordinance allows the administrator to make the adjustments consistent with the IRS, so we will be complying to that requirement. So our city filing will go from April 30th to July 31st as well. Julie Block has a public announcement that'll go out on our social media to let the public know that that deadline's been extended, but we have that ability in-house without amending the ordinance for this change. So if you get any questions, our local will be extended as well.
Well, you gotta have it federal to do the city, are we normally 10 days after, so that's basically
We're usually 15 days after, but we're going to comply with the July 31st deadline. No, yeah, July 31st, so it is still 15 days after. So from July 15th, we'll go to, from April 30th to July 31st is what's proposed. And just, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the commission and our staff through this whole outbreak the last 2 weeks. It's just been phenomenal, and I think everybody stepped up into these uncertain times. So we won't dwell on this. We'll have time to talk about this later, but I think everybody's done a good job. And as you know, tomorrow we're going into kind of crisis mode here as far as minimal staffing. So we'll carry on the best we can and get through it like everybody else. So.
Thank you. And I wanted one quick thing. I sent an email to the commission. It was about the going to the essential staff, and one was the community development and assessing. They will be checking emails, so it's not like they're not able within reach of people. Just going to be a little bit delayed on the time thing. So that being said, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Oh, yes.
I've already had some people asking me for clarity on this essential, non-essential worker thing. Is there any guideline on how we can direct them? I've read the executive order myself. I find it's a little vague and, for good purpose, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
They have it laid out, so if you went through the executive order, did you see the director's letter that they referenced in the executive order? From the
And I think the real quick thing on the city staff piece, we asked, what was it? I think it was last Tuesday morning. So we were about a week ahead of, we asked all the department heads to get that in the morning meeting, asked them to get at that point, get that list ready. So I think we were, again, proactive in the approach with it. So we're in a good spot on the city stuff of it, not on the business side. So that being said, anything else for the good of the order? Okay, entertain a motion for adjournment then?